Alrighty guys, welcome to this week's Creative Week. I was actually super busy this week, so half of this footage is from last week, but all that matters is that there's a video, right? So here I am just taking and swatching my new palette arrangement. I had gotten some gouache and I wanted a small palette to put them in. And I had a couple smaller palettes with my watercolors in it. So I just bought a big palette for my watercolors and put the gouache in my watercolor palette, the old one. So I had arranged them how I liked. This is a mixture of the Jane Davenport watercolors and the Daniel Smith ones. And after I figured out how I wanted them, I just wanted to swatch them out. So here I am putting down some collage from Jane Davenport. I'm working in my tiny journal, as most of you guys probably already know if you've been watching my Creative Weeks. I am doing a tiny journal challenge put out by Courtney, who is Little Raven Ink, for her Patreon. So this piece of ephemera is also from her Patreon. This is from her collage sheets. I was feeling some creative, but I was having a really busy day. So I just popped that on there and I decided to go over it with some mermaid marker and Faber-Castell Pet Artist pen and kind of make her my own. Here I'm adding some gesso to make some little flowers. And it's just a kind of a nice way to take something that's already started and add a little bit to it to play around and make it your own. I added some extra flowers there. And then I'm just taking this Tim Holtz Distress Paint in the end of my paintbrush and making some dots in the center of the flowers. And then I just worked on that little guy there. And I used my Uniball white Signo, of course, for all the highlights. And I don't know, it was just a really fun addition to my bullet journal and a nice way to get creative when I didn't have a lot of time. So this here is my A5 journal. I am working in this periodically, but mainly in my tiny journal. And I just felt like drawing this tree branch, and I wanted to use that ephemera piece that you see on the right over there. It's one of Courtney's Nook Dwellers from her Patreon again. And I thought it looked like she should be sleeping off of a tree branch. So that's why I am painting that here. And I just put her down. And that's everything I did that day, I think. So this is several days later, and this is all the stuff that I've accumulated since the last time I journaled. And I gathered it all together in one place and was like, alright, let's go to town. So, my sister went to prom last Saturday, and I did her hair for her, so I wanted to include that picture. I did some puppy sitting, and that's what that photo is of the doggy sleeping, so I wanted to include that. I got some really cute napkins from the Target Dollar Spot, and I've been loving using the Jane Davenport ones for collage, so I figured why not. I love this teal color, especially for $1, and then the little pineapple one with cocktails is pretty cool too. So I just tore it and I'm putting it on there. I hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend and that it's warmer where you are. It's been kind of staying in the low 50s lately, so that's kind of bleh, but oh well, that's actually pretty warm for Maine, I guess. So now I'm taking some of these eyes, again, Courtney's Patreon, you see a theme here, and I love eyeballs, so you know, I had to add those. And then I took some distress paint and I'm adding some watercolor to it in various different colors. Sometimes I just feel like playing with color and don't really have a plan for the rest of it, but oh well. And then I'm just playing with more watercolor on the right page. The way it came out, it kind of looked like a bonsai tree, I thought, but I don't end up doing that with it. It still was cool though. So I decided just to put my sister's hair picture there and these eyeballs from Courtney. I just think they're so cool. And then I wanted to draw a pair of sunglasses around them. As you can see, I'm just flipping back and forth and adding a little here and adding a little there. I really wanted to use that giant leaf sticker, but I couldn't find a place to put it. These were just some watercolor boxes that I tipped in on some Tomoe River paper. And I finally got the Jane Davenport watercolor washi, so I'm really excited about that. I know the line's been out for a while, but I like to just kind of buy one thing, even if it's small, like the tube of washi or whatever, every week or every couple of weeks, just buy a new item while it's on sale, because why not? It's a lot more fun to build up your stash that way and a lot more affordable. So here I felt like adding some ephemera. I've been eating a lot of burgers from this place lately that me and my aunt like to stop at for lunch sometimes. And I always get a half-pound cheeseburger with lettuce and tomato. And I just really love burgers, guys. Real burgers, though, not like fast food burgers. Yucky. Which I guess some could argue takeout is still fast food, but it's a little different. This is like, yeah. Anyway. So I'm just putting that down there. There's Kitty. And I put a loose circle around the cheeseburger, since that's what I usually get. Just collaging that down. And then I'm going to put some paint over it. I am using Lucky Clover distress paint, and I believe I used fossilized amber, which I've been using a lot lately. I've been trying to use colors I wouldn't normally use, so I went through this like pink and orange phase and yellow phase, and now I'm doing this like mustardy fossilized amber color and the dark green. I don't know, just changing it up. And then I got a little more coverage than I wanted, so I just took a baby wipe. These are from the Dollar Tree. And I just removed some of the paint after I cleaned my fingers off. Just so you could read some of it again, but not all of it. I like how it came out. And then I fussy cut out the little drawing from their takeout menu and put that on there. And tried out some different ephemera to put down there with it. And then I got this awesome alcohol washi, like wine glasses and margarita glasses and stuff on it. Oh, sorry, martini glasses. And I've been dying to use it and couldn't really find an excuse to, so I just did it. And then here, I don't really like chocolate, as some of you know already, but someone gave me this, my boss gave me this Russell Stover's thing, and there was a story behind it, so I just took the little pamphlet out of it, and I'm making a little pocket on that Project Life card that I got in some Happy Mail from Heba. And I'm taking an old swatch card and just tiny attaching it on there to make a little tuck spot. So, and I'm going to do some journaling on the card. But I'm just trying to figure out where to put it first. That would be helpful, right? now I'm just messing around with it, stalling, trying to figure out what else to do, right? So, I felt like this little guy down here seemed a little sassy. So I just gave him a sassy sticker from my Stick It sticker book that I like to use. Been really into lately. And then I felt like this brain with the cannons coming out of it kind of expressed something I wanted to journal about. When I get really stressed out, I have blah 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 blah, can't talk. Where did my brain go? Okay, so when I get really stressed out, sometimes my OCD tendencies get a little more worse. I have more compulsions that I do, so like the other day I think I vacuumed my bedroom a couple times. When you really only needed to do it once, but anyway, yeah. So I just wanted to kind of write about that. And then I found this picture of this tattoo that I really liked on Instagram of this mermaid tail. So I wanted to tip it in there. And then I went through my scrap bin and I found a picture of little synapses happening from your brain. It was talking about Alzheimer's, I think, but the image that I cut out was just talking about how your brain talks to itself, basically, and how memories are stored. So I just thought that was fitting to go with it, and I like including little nerdy things like that in my journal. So I put that on one side, and then I put the mermaid tail on the other side. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I couldn't figure out which way that I wanted that card to go. So that's why I was fiddling around with that a lot. So here, just cut down the mermaid tail picture to make it fit better. And I'm just looking for a washi strip to put there. There we go. And this is the end of the video, guys. What I'm doing here is I'm just folding up some little prompt things. Kyra does a challenge where it's called Take 5, and she takes 5 things and makes a journal page with those 5 things. So I took her list and adapted it to the things I use in my journaling and the type of journaling that I do. And that's going to be something that I try out soon. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already so you don't miss any of my future videos. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.